Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. Welcome to the Chicken Steak Podcast. I'm your host Bruno, and with me, as usual, is my co-host David.
Hello, it's been a while.
Yeah, another in between week of no podcasts
Yeah.
because scheduling is shit.
Also because last week I was working until 7 and I was not feeling it. I was not
But here
feeling
we are
it,
now.
Mr. Crab.
Yeah.
Alright, biggest reason why I am fucked again. I have fucked over my arm because I'm a dumbass.
Okay, so I like this the idea. It's like I've been messaging David trying to because usually we do the podcast when I message him asking when he has a free time to do it. He responds to me, "Oh, I don't know, fucked up my arm. I'm staying home. Let's do it tomorrow." And I was like, okay. So tell us the story of how you fucked up your arm.
It's work related, as it usually is, because my work does not care about their. Surprising enough, considering that I work in a hospital, they do not care about their employees' health, like both physical and mental health. So I obviously, while cleaning multiple rooms, because we've been a COVID ward and then we returned back to a normal one, we didn't have like a transition period where we could clean up the entire all the rooms with machinery and stuff like that. So the floors are not sticky, but they're like, it's a pain to swab them with mops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I started feeling like, oh, I'm getting this, like my arm is hurting, what the fuck is going on? Fuck it, I'll fix it up. It's probably gonna pass in a few...
From just using a mop?
Yeah, no, by mopping the floors. Because you have to... The tension I was creating while mopping was just, I don't know, too much.
And also probably because of repetitive motions and stuff.
Probably that too. And then I had to use a lot of force to clean everything up. It's definitely one of the biggest reasons. It's not the first time I've fucked over. Usually it's my back that gets out first, but this time it was just my arm. So last week I was like, man, this pain is not... This is not going away, really. This is annoying. I realized I have had bruises on my hand and stuff like that. I was like, what the fuck have I done with my arm? And then on Monday this week, I got home from work, I laid in bed and I tried to fall asleep, but I couldn't. It was just my arm was pulsating so much. So when I woke up the next day, I was like, I cannot work like this. This is hurting way too much. I called my work. They were like, "Oh, you need to take a COVID test." I was like, "No, wait, this is not what I called in for." So I explained both to my boss and my team leader, and I was like, "No, I'm contacting a physiotherapist, try to fix everything." Which I went today, and they taped up my arm with this tape you see on athletes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I also got they did acupuncture on me. I was not expecting that. I was like, oh, she told me a few motions I was supposed to do to see if that would help. And then suddenly she was like, all right, lay down here and we're going to put needles in your arm. And I was like, huh? I've never done it before. It was uncomfortable.
That's the fastest 0 to 100 I've seen.
Boy, real quick. And I was like, huh? What? And then when I read into the fucking website they have, I realized that's one of the treatments that they have. But she was like, all right, fair. Let's do this, see if it works. And then she put the tape on, and that was it. My arm still hurts, but less. The tape is helping me quite a lot, to be honest. But I'm still a bit sore.
That's your right arm.
Yes, it's my right arm that is fucked.
That sucks.
Oops, pardon. And on my left arm, I took the COVID vaccine yesterday. The first of 2 doses. Da, 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 da. And I felt like shit this morning. Like I had a fever, but my body did not have a fever, which is one of the most common side effects. Like the day after is very common for people taking this type of vaccine to feel a bit like get headaches, feel some mild like it's called cold symptoms, stuff like that. And if it gets worse, you should contact your your closest hospital, obviously. But that passed in a few hours. I took a nap after I got home from the physio, and now I feel a lot better. But my arm hurts because I've been laying on it all night. Both my arm hurt. I can't. No. I lay on my side when I sleep. It sucks. I cannot lay comfortable otherwise. So both my arm hurt.
Speaking of sleep, the viewers, the listeners at home don't know, but I think I've shown you before that for like months now I was sleeping on basically 2 mattresses on the floor.
Yeah.
Got a couch, like a pull-out couch.
Oh, like a couch you can make into a bed.
Yeah.
All right.
And boy, is it much better.
How old are your beds, by the way? Like the old ones?
The mattresses. Well, one was a mattress I've had since 2015, like 6 years, something like that.
All right, fair.
And then the other one was literally a homemade mattress made of what's that yellow squishy material called?
Foam. This foam.
Okay. Yeah. So
yeah, but I know
like
what
made
you're
of
yeah.
Yeah, foam and like I think some blankets like tucked inside of it and then like all tied together. Which was weirdly enough, that homemade shitty one was much more comfortable to sleep on than the expensive mattress after 6 years.
Damn.
Because the one I had expensive was like it was more softer and it like your body like almost slightly sank into it. Yeah. Where this one was like more like firm and nice. But the couch, dude, it's very firm, but it's so comfy to sleep in.
Nice.
Like, it's amazing.
Nice. Because something you have to keep in mind, the general rule of thumb for like beds are after 7 years, you should definitely buy a new one. Every 6 years, you should look over your bed and see if you need to exchange it. Because usually what happens is that you just have a fucking... like it's just an indent. It just gets indented after a while. Indented?
It's like someone died in it.
Yeah, no, it becomes like a hole. Especially what happens with bigger beds. They're like 180 or like king and queen size beds. That you just get a fucking dip in it.
I had a picture of it. I'm trying to find it. But yeah, it's like it's pretty big. Like I'll try to find an image just to send it so you can see it. But I looked at an image of it and was like, oh yeah, it's like decent sized couch. Then I come home because like the delivery guys like they deliver and also construct it for you.
Oh, that's nice.
Which is also an interesting thing. They came here, brought it here, screwed in like 4 screws, and they were like, all right, we done. Bye. So technically, like it's a basic couch. There's no like advanced mechanisms to it, but it's sturdy. Where it's like 4 screws and we're done. I was like, okay. So that was a bit sus, as you would say.
No, don't you say. Bar. I don't want to hear any sussiness.
Susness.
Amongst sus.
But then when I came home and I saw the couch, I was like, what the fuck? Because in length, it's without the armrest, like the actual part you sleep on is pretty much 2 meters.
Yeah.
Which is new for me. Like before, I had like the mattress I had, for example, was like 180 centimeters. So it's taller than me, but like only by a little. So like I fit on it, but that's it. This one, like I lie into it, I was like, I feel so tiny. It's like it's such a big couch. Like
I feel comfortable.
I sent you an image. This is what it looks like.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a nice couch.
Wait, is that IKEA? Yeah, that's IKEA.
No. It's actually a local Latvian one. Like it's made in Latvia.
Local.
It was cheaper.
Local, fuck.
More cheap and more reliable.
Nice.
Because they're not mass produced.
I like that I'm drinking both coffee and cider at the moment. I should not be drinking alcohol considering that I'm on pain medication.
Dude, painkillers and booze are the best combo.
No, don't. It's like a fucking a quick way to absolutely destroy your liver.
And your heart.
Yeah, that too. But also exercise does that too, so if you do it wrong, I mean.
Well, carrying on.
Yeah. Your job.
Worst party ever.
Oh. Sorry.
I say worst party ever, and the saddest of belches comes out of you.
So this happened years ago. It's oof. It is really one of the worst parties I've ever been in. I was in a horrible place in my life too. For audio listeners, I've never actually explained that I actually got thrown out of my house when I was 19. And
oh yeah, because you don't really start a show by saying
exactly.
This is my life.
So
I am divorced 5 times.
No, I'm not divorced. I'm too young for that shit. Well, actually, considering that I'm turning 20. Carrying on. That's a story for another episode. David's horrible life. No, I was in a horrible place, and a friend of mine went like, "Hey, you should come to this party outside of this city." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not? I need to do something else and then just sit in this room and feel shit about myself." So I was like, "Yeah, fuck it, why not?" We arrived at the party. Everybody started like having a good time. Then after a few hours, start noticing like the mood started to dampen a bit. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And a whole lot of drama. It's like one dude is in love with this chick, and she decides, oh, I'm gonna take another dude. I'm fully aware that this dude likes me a lot, but I'm gonna take this separate dude, take him into my bedroom, close the door, but not fuck him.
Just make naughty noises.
No, not even that. Just
like you.
Just like just to make him jealous. I was like, what the
No, I'm imagining like a scene is like the guy that like is into the girl but not with her. He goes up to the room, and what he hears is like but then in the room it's just the guy clapping and the girl like fake mode. It's like, I will make him jealous.
No, that's horrible. So he decides, oh no, I'm gonna drink a lot harder now, and we're just sitting in the couch, just focusing forward. He just did like 2 shots of Fireball, and I still cannot smell Fireball without this. Fucking warning here, vomit everywhere. He was just sitting there staring in front of him, and I was like, you okay? He's like, mm-mm.
That's a familiar feeling. You know when someone's like sitting still and not moving when drinking, something's wrong.
Yeah, and I go like, I don't have time to think. He just spews out on top of himself. He holds over his hand. He continues vomiting. Oh god. Runs into the bathroom. Me and the hostess managed to clean the sofa up, but the smell of vomit and Fireball, because it's just so much cinnamon smell in it.
Oh god,
horrible. And the mood got a little bit weird after that. Even
I can imagine.
Like people were looking at him weirdly, and then I think it was like 1 or so at the night, and people just was sitting in the couch, just not talking,
and they were all sitting still, staring forward. When suddenly everyone started vomiting simultaneously.
No, so everybody was just feeling absolute garbage. And they were just listening to the most depressing music ever, and I'm there wanting to enjoy myself, but I'm seeing everybody just going into the, like, having the worst fucking episodes ever. Like, everything was just going horrible for everyone.
Man, that must have been great for you in your hard period of your life.
So, moment of weakness, I'm having like the worst fucking feeling. I sent a horrible message to my girlfriend, which at the time is in Barbados, so that's not fun. And then fast forward a bit, like an hour or so, people just decide, no, we're just gonna go to sleep now. And the music's still playing a bit, and I go to lay down on, I think I was laying down on one of those you sit at the beach and
beach chairs?
Yeah, like beach chairs, like you can like make them go all the way down. They can do that. And I'm just feeling so dizzy because I've been drinking quite a lot. And then I start hearing people making out, and I was like, okay, well.
Wait, is this that story?
Yeah.
What? I didn't know the beginning of this story.
It was this beginning of the story. It's just absolute horror. Nobody's having a good time.
Holy shit!
And people start making, like, like, make-out noises are happening everywhere. And I open
in
my
subtitles,
eye.
Furious make-out noises.
Open my eye, I see my friend's dick swaying from beat out.
You didn't mention this.
I've seen his dick multiple times. I didn't want him. And a girl was just jumping on top of him, and I'm going like, what the fuck is going on? I look over to my right. People are boning under the blanket. Well, the fucking, whatever the fuck that was. And I was like, nope. I get up, go into the kitchen, grab a Jägermeister out of the fucking fridge, because that's what I brought. Went out to the balcony and just drank the entire fucking bottle. Looked at my phone, went like, they should have finished by now. This was like 40 minutes. I enter again, everybody's just passed out again. I was like, well, that's not nice. Oh, this is horrible.
Jesus Christ.
I tried to go to bed. This was like during the summer, so the sun was already like showing, and I was like, what the fuck? No, I'm still drunk, and it's like,
was the room like badly like musty after?
I was too drunk to notice. Luckily.
Oh god.
I slept for like 2 hours, and then people starting fucking again. I was the only one there that was in a relationship, and I haven't seen my girlfriend for like a month. Oof. Oof. That was not fun.
Oh god, but look on the bright side. You got an amazing story out of it.
Yeah, it's been I've been trying to raise it slowly and steadily, but
hey man, now it's gonna be documented on the podcast forever.
Yeah, it was so horrible. It's like nobody was having fun, and then suddenly people started pity fucking each other. Oh no, it's such a horrible.
Somehow, like, my joke theory of like everyone vomiting at the same time sounds so much more tame now.
Yeah, no, I would have preferred that. I definitely would have preferred that. Because, that was the day I got the nickname Daddy Dave. Mostly because I was taking care of everybody during that party.
Oh, in that sense.
That sense, yeah.
I was gonna say, it's funny, man. The only person that didn't participate in the almost orgy is being called Daddy Dave.
Yeah, the daddy of the group was taking care of everybody, so they were feeling alright. Was bringing them water, making sure everyone was fine. Told everyone, was like, maybe you should go to bed. And then people just fuck in front of me. It's like, what?
Ah, family.
Have some fucking curtain. You know what to say. Incest is incest.
Oh, come on, man.
I don't know, no. Oh, no. There's a reason why I don't drink so much when I'm at parties. Because I'm always the one that takes care of everybody. God damn it. Sorry. Oh,
Well,
God.
man, I don't even know where to go after that. So,
Dick Bruce!
So yeah, 5 minutes before the podcast, me and Dave were discussing what topics we want to talk about today. One was the worst party he's been to ever, and the next one was Dick Bruce ?
On my phone it says !! even.
So tell us about your bruised penis.
Oh, this is gonna be on the internet. No, I was like, I woke up and I was like, jumped into the shower and I realized,
For reference, when was this?
It was like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
That's why I was like, wait, I completely forgot I've written it down. So, going to the shower, start showering, I just look down and notice that
Your dick's gone.
no. I mean, I'm not like Ben that loses his dick left and right.
Okay.
That's internal.
So you're in the shower. What happened?
And I'm looking down. I was like, my dick is looking darker than usual.
Yo, you're
like,
turning.
But I was like, wait, hold on. And I look at it. It's like, is that a fucking bruise?
It's
Why
a
did I
hickey.
get the bruise on my dick? What did I do to bruise my poor little wiener? Poor little wiener, no. I regret
That's
saying
it. That's canon. We now refer to it as your poor little wiener.
No, I do not want you to refer to my dick as my poor little wiener ever.
Oh my god.
I am uncomfortable now.
Well, you chose the topic
Yeah,
of
I
your
did
penis.
choose
Now
the
you
topic.
stick with it.
No, that was that was an interesting day. And I went out to my girlfriend. It's like, have you noticed my dick is bruised? And she was like, wait, what? And I was like, I showed her, and she was like, what the fuck did you do? And I was like, I don't know. It was just bruised, and it just sucked because everything I did sort of, quite literally, rubbed me the wrong way.
Oh god.
I was like, okay, so I had to search it up, obviously, because I'm worrisome like that. I was like, I'm not going on WebMD. I'm going on WebMD. It's gonna probably say something like, oh,
You have gonorrhea and syphilis and AIDS.
You got full-blown AIDS.
And COVID.
And cancer.
Symptoms of COVID. Penis bruise.
No. So I was like, no, it could happen and stuff like that if you accidentally banged your dick into something. I was like, when the fuck did I bang my dick into something?
When you were entering the shower... Wait, does your shower have curtains or doors?
It's a glass door.
Did you slam your dick in the glass door somehow?
The thing is, like, I didn't slam my dick into something. I just realized, holy fuck, I have a bruise.
I'd like to point out that in this short time span from the last episode, you've not only injured your arm, but also injured your dick in very similar, mysterious ways.
No, my arm is self-explanatory because I work in a place that doesn't care about your well-being. But the dick bruise is just random. It just came up out of nowhere, which obviously got me worried. But hey, have you ever bruised your dick before, Bruno?
No, I haven't. Sad to say. Don't have a story about dick bruises.
What did I do to fucking bruise my damn dick?
Okay, taking the topic away from cocks, what was the first game you ever played?
That is one of the
What a segue!
fucking segues ever.
I know, thank you. So, what was... should I start or should you start? You've been doing a lot of talking. You've been
I've been
taking
doing
away
a lot.
my limelight.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Bruno. Go ahead. Do the talk. But before that, I'm gonna spawn.
Today's sponsor, Dick Bruce Cream. It's horrible. Enter the promo code CHICKENCOCK to get 10% off your order.
I was going to say meat beater, but hey.
Dick Bruiser.
Oh no. That's a weird cock and ball torture right there.
What's the first game I well, I don't exactly know, but like I've always said that it's the very original Call of Duty, like the very first one.
Oh.
Because how I got into gaming originally is I didn't have any consoles growing up. Only like halfway through like being a kid, which is I'd say like the periods of from being born to being like 11.
Yeah.
The only times I played consoles is when I went to like my friends' places because they all had like PlayStation 2s and stuff. But I did PC gaming very early on because my dad's into PC gaming, and the first game I can remember playing was the original Call of Duty, and I still love that game. It's great. Like it's a type of shooter that we do not see anymore because it was in that time period between the old school boomer shooters or like Doom, Quake, Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
And then the more modern warfare battlefield style shooters. It was right in between. I think it was like in a way like a weird golden age where every shooter was World War II, and it had a good story, health packs, no health regen yet, and it had very linear but fun and challenging levels. And I remember that was also the first game I ever beat.
Oh.
And well, as a kid, I still suck at video games, but I especially suck at video games as a kid, obviously.
Yeah.
So I only played the game on easy. But playing it on easy, I beat it like 3 or 4 times, and I got to a point where I was like bragging to my dad, like, "Hey, I beat it in a day," because usually it would take me like 6 days.
Oh.
But I also played only like an hour or 2 a day, as I wasn't allowed on my dad's computer all the time.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it was a great game. I recently tried playing it on veteran mode. You know, as a kid played on easy, as a adult playing it on veteran.
Yeah.
I got through like 5 levels and was like, this is fun, but not fun enough for me to want to continue.
Fair. I think.
So what was your first game you ever
I
played?
had to think a bit because I'm trying to remember if I got a PS2 or a Game Boy Advanced, the original one, like not the SD, the one that you can flip open and had like,
Yeah.
but the clunky little boy that had no backlight.
The flat one.
Yeah. But I think my first game was actually a PC game, and it was Dawn of War, 40K Dawn of War.
Interesting.
Of all the games, it's a RTS game. It's still one of my favorite games to play on occasions. But it was that and Halo Combat Evolved before I even knew what the fuck a Halo
was. This on PC?
Yeah, it was on the PC. I still have it on PC actually. Well, considering excluding the fucking Master Chief Collection, but hey, that's...
Wait, what year was this?
I don't remember. I think I was living in Eslav at the time. I was between 7 or 10. I know it's a huge fucking margin of time, but
3 years, but 7 or 10, and
I'm born 96.
96. So let's go far and let's say 10 years old.
Yeah.
So it was like 2006. That was
a year before Halo 3 came out.
That was a year before I got into gaming.
Damn. But
so weirdly enough, you're 4 years older than me, but we got into gaming almost like very close, approximately, assuming that you were 10 years old at the time.
I think Halo Combat Evolved was one of those. Like, I still have a few levels where it makes me uneasy to play, and it's the one where you actually fight the Flood for the first time.
Oh, the introduction to the Flood.
It still gets.
That's the last mission I ever did.
It's still the mission that makes me feel the most uncomfortable because it really brings it. and I had to play it on the old graphics because a lot of the details are just taken away. For example, when you are in the elevator moving downwards or upwards, I don't really remember. On the old game, you can see all the blood on the walls, but if you switch over to the new one, the blood is too dark, so it just blends into the fucking background of the elevator. And that gave me the, as they call, the heebie-jeebies.
The jinkies.
No, the good old goosebumps.
The zoinks.
The ruh-ohs.
Oh god.
No, and I still loved that game for what it was. I did not understand English well enough, so I just played it.
Halo or Dawn of War?
Both actually. This was before I even
because I want to hear like your memories on Dawn of War, because I've heard you talk about Halo a lot of times. I've never heard you talk about Dawn of War in detail.
It's just I quite recently actually decided to play the story of it, like 5 years ago. But before that,
recently,
that is recently, dude. You'll be surprised.
Okay, fair.
Considering that I'm turning 25 this year, so yeah.
Okay.
No, but fucking, I played a lot of skirmish on that game, which is like you versus an AI, and the thing I usually did was just build up my army a whole lot and then fucking storm the other player, well, AI in this case. And something I still do not do is put the AI on harder difficulty because they are relentless. Also considering they suffer from the old problem of, it's artificial hardness by giving them cheats and more resources to use. So you will always be outmatched. Whatever you do, they will always get more resources and stuff like that, even if you have captured the same amount of points.
I remember the issue for me with like, because as a kid I didn't play. No, I did play the original Dawn of War.
Yeah,
but I played the Necros expansion, where they added the Necros, which at the time, like now, not anymore. Now I've learned more about 40K, but at the time I thought Necros were the coolest guys ever. I was like, yo, they're like space robot skeletons. That's awesome.
And then fucking Solar Storm comes rolling around, which is the last of the main series. It's like, Systems of Battle and Dark Eldar. Nobody likes Dark Eldar. I mean...
No, I had a friend that played... wait, did he play... Oh, no, he played normal Eldar.
Yeah, nobody likes Dark Eldars. Systems of Battle is cool because everything... Their main shtick is burn everything in holy fire. I mean,
it's hot Jesus-loving waifus.
Yeah.
Well, not Jesus-loving, Emperor-loving.
Exactly. Careful there. Some heretic shit.
But so I played Dawn of War, but more than Dawn of War, I played Stronghold Crusaders, which is an amazing RTS. But the issue with the RTSs that just any RTS I play, is my playstyle doesn't fit them. That's why I never like get good or get far. Most of the time, just played around with the level creation tools.
Yeah.
I play RTS games very differently to how you're supposed to. You're supposed to like either like you did full army or at least manage army and like base construction.
Yeah.
This was especially in Stronghold Crusaders because you can like build walls and like build nice castles. Like I always just wanted to build a big castle, build a big fuck you army, and then just hold it in my castle and be like, "Come enemies, come fight me." And then I was like, "Wait, but I can't win if I don't fight back." Then I try to fight back and I'm like, "Man, my army sucks."
Because like sitting in a corner and going like,
in a way, me playing Star Crusaders, I kind of had like the USSR like army management of. It's not the quality.
First man has rifle, second man has ammunition.
Pretty much. For me, it wasn't like the quality of the soldier. It was like power in numbers. Because in Strong Crusader, you have the option to like create weapons and like give them to your villagers, or you can just hire mercenaries.
Yeah.
And there's like different kinds, even like good high quality mercenaries, but they cost a lot of money. But they were very cheap mercenaries that were just a shirtless dude that carries a torch and burns everything. And I would always just buy like 200 of those and it'd be like, yes, this is perfect. Issue is, fire works in a fun way in that game. So I would send my, with specifically this mercenary, it's very easy for them to set themselves on fire. So I would send like a group of 50 of them to attack a farm. They would burn down the farm, but like 3 guys start the fire, and then the other 47 just burn to death. Like it was just like a chain reaction, because fire spread carried over from person to person, and I like sent them in a crowd, and they were like, "Okay, barbecue."
Guess I burn. They're all standing there, sipping their coffee, go like, "This is fine." Oh my god.
But yeah, that was why it wasn't too good RTSs.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, not all games were for everybody. But I remember, like, one of the first console game I played was Ratchet and Clank Gladiator or Deadlock, depending on where you were, because they had different name depending.
Yeah, PAL regions and like NA regions had different.
And I think mine was
naming.
called Gladiator, which was the original name for it. I think the UK had the Deadlock name.
Yeah.
And this was the time before my parents realized that you needed a memory card for your PlayStation.
Oh no!
So I played the same level over and over. Remember, I had a limited time to play too. So I played the same level over and over and over and over again.
And you never even thought, because you weren't too good at English, so you didn't realize, I'm guessing,
I
save
swapped it
states
over to
and...
Spanish. Which was very fun. No, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm a trilingual dumbass. Well, at the time, Duolingual. Duolingual? Yeah.
Bilingual, isn't it?
Bilingual. Bilingual is the one that is called. I could only speak Swedish and Spanish, but swapping it over to Spanish was really funny because now looking back on it, a lot of the jokes flew right over my tiny little head. Because there are some good jokes in it. I mean, that goes for an entire fucking series in general, like adult jokes in children's children's show and stuff like that. They just are meant to fly over people, the heads of the kids because they.
Well, I always saw it as like it's like so that adults can enjoy watching the stuff with their kids.
Usually, that's the thing. And then you have Disney that are just boring.
They're just letting it go.
I hate you. I no. I have to end our friendship here, dude. That is not okay, my man. That ain't
come
Gucci
on, man.
gang stuff.
Okay, nah. Now you're just as bad.
I know. But yeah, no, that was the first game that I really enjoyed playing, and I didn't complete until, which I completed multiple times when I finally got that fucking memory card. But oh man, I really miss playing games on my fucking PlayStation. I should dig it out from the addict and put it in again.
Well, do you have a TV that...
Oh yeah, no, I specifically bought a TV that had a SCART connection just to be able to play.
Actually, wouldn't it be... Because I saw you had a fancy schmancy TV. You could just get an adapter to, like, connect it to that one.
My TV is over 8 years old.
Oh, so it's the...
It only has two HDMI contacts because that's when the time with HDMI. HDMI. Wow.
ADHD.
Wow. Yeah, we're talking some hardcore hard drive stuff here. No, but when that started to take over the market instead of SCART, and I bought this TV specifically because I could play on my old Xbox and on with my PlayStation 2 instead of buying buttloads of adapters. So I remember, I think when I was in between jobs, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna finish a few of my old games and 100% complete them. And I think I played Jak and Daxter, the first one, and 100% completed it. I've never felt so satisfied with finishing a game 100% in that manner. Because nowadays, like, a lot of the games that has like 100%, I was like, oh, these are the parameters. You have to do that and that in that order, and if you do,
and you have to reach
order,
rank 1 in the multiplayer.
Yeah, and no, if it's not that, it's like, oh, if you do this out of order, you will be unable to do it.
Or then there's the Ubisoft route of collect 5,000 pages of paper.
Or the Nintendo, fucking new Zelda game. You want to know how many Korok seeds there are?
The Korok seeds or whatever. I don't know how many there are, but I've seen like some of them are in such weird locations that you would never figure out how to reach.
There's a reason why when I bought the DLC, I realized, oh wait, one of the masks you can get here will tell you when you're close enough to a Korok seed. Here's the thing. I've done 250 of them. I found them randomly. It's like,
yes,
complete random. There's around 600, or was it 900? An absurd amount of them.
Yeah.
I have at best a fourth of them all. I've done everything else, even all the side quests. There's nothing else.
Yeah, I actually have been, because I always wanted to like get into purchasing a few certain retro consoles.
Yeah,
purely because I want to play them. Well, obviously.
Oh my god, I have a PS2. I can fucking play one of the Metal Gear games.
You can play many of them. You can play 3. 4 was on PS3.
Yeah, 4 was on PS3, which...
There was a couple on PS2.
There is the Snake Eater, which is the one everybody raves about.
Yeah, the third one. And then there was another one.
There is the one...
Dude, there's a shit ton of stuff you can play on the PS2. You know how big that catalog is?
Yeah, it's quite big. Oh, I have the entire fucking Prince of Persia series on that too.
Oh, that's a part of my childhood. But as I was going to say about retro consoles, I mean, for a while I've been interested in retro consoles. A few years back I had both an NES, which I sold them later because I didn't play it and I couldn't get cartridges anywhere. I only had one cartridge and it had Super Mario Bros. And a football game, and it wasn't a good football game. Oh, and it had Tetris. It was like a 3-game cartridge.
Ah, of course, a little piece of Soviet history right there.
No, this was official Nintendo stuff.
Oh, I mean,
this was like meant to be like what you get together with your NES.
Oh.
No, it was like an actual like Nintendo NES. It wasn't like those Dendy systems that they made in Soviet Russia. Dendys. But I also had a PlayStation 1. Now the PlayStation 1, this is the biggest regret. Okay, one of the biggest regrets of my life. I had a handful of games on. I had Doom. I had Dave Mirra's BMX something.
Okay.
I had Mortal Kombat 4. And something else I don't remember. But at the time I didn't realize how... Because this is a common thing for me. The games I'm interested in now are games that I had very easy access to like 10 years ago, but I just did not care back then. And I'm like, why was I a dumbass? Because the PS1, I played it for like the first 2 years pretty actively, and then it was kind of just sat on my shelf.
Yeah.
And my friend one day was over, and like he loves the PS1. And I don't... Basically, like, I was like, oh man, you can have it. And like, he was like, but I ain't got no money. I was like, no. Like, I just literally gave it away to him because he wanted to play it. And I'm not, I don't regret the part that I gave it to him. I'm glad he plays it. But I'm upset that I gave it away because it would be cool to have a PS1.
I remember when I used to, oh wow, I can't understand it. I've technically owned 3 Xbox 360s in my life. Got the original one, which is at a friend's house. A second one that I eventually had to trash because it absolutely melted on me. And then I had the newest one before they released the Xbox One.
One.
Yeah.
Just one. It was Xbox One at first.
Which was the Xbox Slim. That is also stowed away somewhere in my attic. And I had a shit ton of games on that one. But the first the first Xbox I ever had, I gave away actually to a friend of mine. Funnily enough, I loaned it to him, and then I forgot about it for 5 years, and then when we met up after a while, he said, "Hey, I still have this. Would you want it back?" And I was like, "I mean, you have your own games on it, right?" And I was like, "Yeah. Do you play at all on it?" "No." "I mean, I don't even play console games anymore." "No, you don't have to. It's fine. Don't worry about it." So he still has it. So it's good to know that's somewhere else.
It's found a new home.
It's found a new home. I call it the jet engine because it was sounding so much. And yes, I did try to pick it apart and empty out all the fucking dust, but no, that didn't help. It was such an old console anyways. Because it was, as I said, it was one of the first.
What I've been looking into recently is, the reason I brought up this topic is, for a while now, I've wanted to buy one of the original PSPs. Mainly because they are the easiest console to jailbreak. I'm not going to go into detail for legal reasons, but it's literally a 5-minute process, and like you can get like homebrew software on that and like anything. So that'd be cool to have like a handheld where I just have random weird games on it, like it has even like PS1 games available for it and stuff like that. Yeah,
I remember the PSP game. They've released a whole lot of interesting games to it, like sequel or spin-off games to like major series and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And some of them was obviously ports from the PlayStation 2 or
PlayStation 1. PlayStation 2 didn't really have ports. It had like alternative, like weaker versions, like GTA Vice City Stories and Liberty City Stories.
Okay, fair. But I remember when they released the PlayStation Vita, that got no publicity whatsoever. I heard all of a sudden, I think a few years ago, I heard, they're gonna stop releasing games to this platform. I was like, wait, when did this get released? Have I missed something?
No, the PS Vita, it had a horrible launch because first off, it was competing with the 3DS, and second off, it was very expensive on launch.
Oh, okay.
So
fair.
They lost a lot of devs because devs just didn't see the numbers in it. But now the PS Vita is actually like really cool. It has first off a lot of cool exclusive games, like a lot of JRPGs mainly.
Yeah.
For example, that's where Persona 4 Golden. No, just Persona 4 Golden's the remake.
Yeah.
But Persona 4, which is to most of the fan base like their favorite Persona game. Well, excluding all the people who have only played Persona 5.
Yeah. I heard a lot of people going like, "Oh, Persona 5 is a quick cash grab," and was obviously happily surprised it wasn't a cash grab. Because there was a lot of the controversy I've heard about Persona 5.
But yeah, with the PS Vita also, it's I want to get the PSP because it's easy to jailbreak. But if I just wanted to like just play PSP games, the PS Vita is digitally backwards compatible with PSP games.
Oh.
So you can actually get PSP games to your Vita, which is also very cool. So if you're just interested in the PSP/PS Vita library, a PS Vita is really good buy, and it's climbing in price rapidly because it's out of production now.
Fair enough.
But the main thing on this retro console topic is I want to buy a PS3.
Again?
No, I have PS3.
Oh. All right, you bought a PS4 twice.
Yes.
Twice?
Yes. Twice.
Okay.
Because the first time I sold it, then I regretted it, and I like my PS4 is what I pretty much play day to day.
All right.
But I want to get a PS3 because PS4 has really shit disc-wise, it has no backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
And it has some mainly the backwards compatibility on PS4 is through PS Now, which is you stream the games.
Yeah, which is horrible. I've seen people do that.
Input lag is awful. Like, I played Silent Hill on it, which was fine, but it's Silent Hill. You don't really need to be super reactive in that.
No.
But the reason I want to get a PS3 is because with a PS3, you can play PS3 games, you can play PS2 games,
And PS1 games.
and PS1 games. Like, all of the discs are accepted by the PS3. So I was like, man, that'd be awesome. Because in the like PlayStation community, the fun thing is, if you own a PS3 and a PS5, you can play the whole PlayStation catalog. Well, except for the portable.
Yeah.
Because PS3
I remember you
covers...
could connect your PSP or Vita with your PlayStation 3 and use it as a controller too.
PSP to the PlayStation 3 and PS Vita to the PlayStation 4. And
That's
with the Vita on PlayStation 4, you can actually also play remotely.
Nice. Neat.
But if you own a PS3, you cover PlayStation 1 through 3, and if you own a PS5, you cover PlayStation 4 and 5. So you can play all the home console games on 2 platforms, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
But yeah, that's what I've been thinking about getting recently. Though it's really hard, especially like locally here, it's hard to find retro consoles.
I can imagine they are a lot harder. But have you gone through like Amazon and stuff like that? Because I know the retro console
Well, yeah, but
games
then
are
the
quite...
price range it changes so much.
Yeah.
Like the ones I can find here locally are reasonable. They're like usually under 150 euros. I start looking at like Amazon and eBay, and they start going like 200, and I'm like, I'm not willing to pay for a PS3 that much.
Nope.
Oh, I guess I also wanted to mention that I want to get a GameCube, but getting a GameCube is the hell in its own.
Yeah, that is true.
I thought an alternative could be getting a Wii, because Wii has backwards compatibility with the GameCube.
Yeah.
And you can just connect the GameCube controller to a Wii, but I don't know.
I wanted to get a Wii U. I know it's one of the worst piece of consoles ever, but mostly because of a very gimmicky game, which is Zombie U. Which pretty much goes out like, yes, it's a zombie game. It's survival.
It's a zombie game.
What?
Oh, it's Zombie.
Zombie.
You know it's on PC.
Zombie
They ported
U?
it to PC. Yeah. It's under a different name. It was like something like different, but it's literally the same game. It was ported to PC.
Because the whole concept that really got me like, oh, that is cool, is when you die, you don't lose... You lose your stuff, but you will spawn as a new character, but you can go retrieve them by killing your now former character dead that is now walking around like a zombie.
It's on Steam. It's called Zombie, so just remove the U. So ZOMBI. It's very poor ratings. It was ported in 2015, actually. I don't know how good the port is, mind you, but a port exists.
Wait, it was just zombie?
ZOMBI.
Ooh. Yep, that's the game.
And it's published by Ubisoft.
Of course it is.
But I think it was on Wii U as well.
How much does it cost?
Wait, how much? I didn't check, actually.
200 euros.
No, 20.
Sorry, I was
David,
thinking
conversion rates. You and your Swedish kroner can...
The kroner is a strong...
It's a strong currency. The kroner will succeed.
Oh, no.
But yeah, I think we're getting like very like veering off topic. So I think we're gonna wrap up this week's episode.
Man,
we hope you enjoyed.
I am very sorry, Bruno.
It's okay. We managed to push it.
We managed to push it. We talked about dicks.
Yeah. So to push it in and pull it out, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the podcast. We hope you tune in whenever we release the next episode. Hopefully next week, but who knows. I've been your host, Bruno. With me has been my co-host, David. And thank you for listening.
Yeah. Do drugs. No, don't do them.
Okay.